Khan has basically responded back. Basically, he's the Gold Star father of a Muslim American soldier who was killed in the Iraq War in 2004. He hit back at comments made by 45 Jr. in his new book saying that 45 family has no idea what service and sacrifice is and why the fuck would they, because they don't know shit. And his new book triggered how the left thrives on hate and wants to silence us. Basically, that's what 45 blowers are trying to do. The 45 are the ones thriving on hate and want to silence people. 45 Jr. wrote about a trip he and his family made to the Arlington National Cemetery before his father's inauguration in 2017. During the trip, then squatter-elect 45 paid respects to the tomb of the unknown soldier, while an army band bugler played taps in front of the tomb during the visit. 45 Jr. wrote that he reflected on some of the sacrifices his family made, which they didn't make any, so that his father could become squatter. In that moment, I also thought of all the attacks we already suffered as a family and about all of the sacrifices we have to make to help my father succeed, which 45 doesn't know what succeeding is because he's never had any success or anything like that. Voluntarily giving up a huge chunk of our business and all our international deals to avoid the appearance that we're profiting off the office. Oh, bullshit. You're still profiting off the office, you fucking redneck. In an interview with MSNBC's Candace Gibson on Sunday, Khan, whose son, Captain Humayun Khan, was buried at the cemetery in Arlington, is pressed for his thoughts on the comments 45 Jr. made in his new book. In response, Khan, who rose to prominence after an impassioned speech he gave blasting then squatter candidate 45 at the 2016 Democratic National Convention, said, I only have to say one thing, that it's all about business with 45 and his family. They have no idea, basically, what service and sacrifice is when his turn, meaning 45's turn, came to serve, he ran away. Yeah, because he dodged the draft 5 times, fucking pussy. Khan continued, adding that 45's family has no idea what it takes to be honorable, which they never did, because 45 isn't honorable, he never was, and never will be. What does it say to you when somebody says that they visited and seen those graves there at Arlington and then talks about their business sacrifice? Gibson asked Khan, especially for you, who has a son that's buried here. It's disgusting, Khan continued. It's shameful, but we don't expect any better from 45 or 45 Jr. because they have sacrificed nothing. They have gained from all of this holding the office, the highest office that they have corrupted, and history is being written. And I say this to those who stand beside me stand as an enabler of 45. That history is also being written, Khan continued, but also adding, you could be on the side of this demagogue in the White House or on the side of the Constitution. Khan gained national attention after his speech denouncing 45 at the Democratic National Convention in 2016. At the time, 45, who was then GOP nominee, feuded publicly with Khan, who had attacked him over his stance on immigration.